Hello everyone, I hope you are doing great. This is my first video and I would like to share my learnings and knowledge that I have obtained by being a self-taught full stack developer. So for the today's video, I'm going to show you how to create a React app having Node as the back end and of course React in the front end plus as well MongoDB as the database. The main intention would be to show you as well how you are going to deploy the complete MERN stack application. Since you might be knowing that Heroku is no longer going to provide their free services, there are alternative ways on how you can deploy the complete MERN stack application, and hence first I would like to create a very basic app which will use React, Node and MongoDB. So let's get started. First things first, we will start creating and initializing npm in our directory. So for that I'm using shell as our basic terminal. So I will start here by pulling the directory in. Here is my directory and I will run npm init. So what this will do is this will initialize npm in my root directory of MERN stack. For all the options that it will ask, I'll just say enter. I do not want to give any specific names here. For this I will say yes, and there it is. I can show you, as you can see here, we already have a package.json file. Along with that, now in order to create a React app, what I will do is I will create new directory inside the complete MERN stack folder. So we can easily do it using Visual Studio Code. So I will create here a new folder called client. Going back here, so you can see now I have the client folder, and I will do here npx create react app, and my folder name I have already provided. Okay, what I will do is I will cd out. I will again give the command of npx create react app and call it client, and delete the old folder that I have created from my own. Move to trash, enter, and this will run the command of creating the React app named client inside the root directory of MERN stack. I'll fast forward this till the complete app is getting created, and I'll see you on the next slide. Okay, so our React app is already created. So as you can see now, the client folder is created here, and we have our node modules, public directory and SRS, that is the source files here, src, sorry. I will delete all the unnecessary files that are stored in the complete folder here from React. Or okay, we'll do that later. I will also like to show you on how the complete app is got created. Before that, we will also install certain packages. So for that, I will first install the packages that we need on our back end, and that we can do easily with npm I. And here are the list of packages that we will need to create our complete full MERN stack application. For that, I'm going to use express.env, nodemon. Nodemon is really good package which allows you to rerun your backend server. It means that you do not need to every time run your server when you make any changes. Nodemon will do it for you. Then of course we need course body parser and path at the end. I will show you why you need path at the end. That's it. Okay, we have them. Let's go and check it. So you can see I have in my package.json body parser course.env express nodemon path. Perfect. Now what we will do is we will create here a new file called index.js, and we will start writing here our backend first. For that, I will start here with JS lint version, because otherwise it will keep giving us certain errors. So we need to put this, and then we will start with require .env .config. So this you need because there will be certain secret passes that we need to store in the in another file called .env. I will show you. Oops, we made a mistake here. And once that file is created with the required .env, we are able to extract any secret codes in here. Then we will start with express, of course. Furthermore, I usually like to add cores here just so that it does not give me any unexpected errors in the future. And of course, body parser is needed. Require body parser. Then I will explain you about path, why that is needed. For now, let's just require it, and then we can start creating, or let's say creating the app by calling the express app.use course app.use express.json and app.use body parser. So what this does is, whenever you are creating your backend, it will make sure that you do not, whenever you are parsing JSON files, you do not get any errors in your system. And now we need to start our backend server. So for that, let's do it. Let's do it on 8080 port, and then call app.listen. So we'll mention port here, call the function, and say console.log node server has started at port, and we will mention here the name of the port. So if it is 8080, it will show node server has started at port 8080, or else it will show, if you have created, let's say if it is a different port or directly at your deployed version, then it will run through the process.env.port and will show the same here. Save it and let's give it a try. So nodemon index.js, and here we go. Node server has started at port 8080. I like to give a space here, and so here is the trial as well. As you can see, I did not have to rerun node index.js. Nodemon does it for you. The server was restarted, and you can see we got a space between them. Great. Now let's go back to our React app. So basically, like I said, I'm using Hypershell as my terminal. Can do npm run. Okay. Yeah, it's npm start, sorry. And the default server for React app is localhost 3000, and you can see our React app is running here. Okay, let's go back here quickly. And like I said, I do not wish to have unnecessary files, so I will first start cleaning up the complete React app. Of course, it will now start giving us errors, but no need to worry about it. We will take care of it soon. Okay. Yeah, app.css, it's something you can either leave or remove. I would like to keep it for the moment. And then of course we will start completely reorganizing the app.js and index.js. Basically, I'm going to create a really simple app that will be just for the purpose of showing you on how to create the React app, how to connect it to the node, how to connect it to MongoDB, and later main purpose is to show you how to deploy it on alternatives of Heroku. So on the app.js file, okay, on the index.js, I would like to first start making here the important changes. I would first remove this. I do not go it through this way. I would not like to have it here. I do not do it this way as well. I work with React DOM render and then put a comma in here and add the app. This is just the same as you would do as the default React app, but I would like to do it this way. Let's save it. And now if we go back to our app folder, what we can do is, like I said, we will create a really simple React app. For that, I will go into the source file and create a new folder called pages. You can use the same template to create as complex app as you would like to create, and that is the reason I'm showing you every possible structure that you could use in the pages. Then I will go ahead and create, let's say, user.js. What we will do is we will just pass on a name to our React app that will get stored in the MongoDB. So this will be a very basic explanation on how it will work. Before that, we need certain packages that we need to install, and for that we will start installing those packages. Like expected, it will show error, but not to worry, we will not go there yet. I will install inside my client folder. As you can see, this is client folder. It means I am inside my React app, and inside it I will start installing packages. First of all, we would need Axios. I'm going to use Axios. Then we would use React Router DOM. We would use NTD. NTD is UI package. There are different UI packages. We will do a separate video on it. I will show you which packages, UI packages, are good to use and that I personally like. Let's say we will compare Material UI, NTD, Chakra, and there are several new ones that I have come across. Maybe we will have a quick look on them as well. Okay, let's go ahead and check if we have our packages in. Entity, Axios, React Router DOM. Perfect, we have it, everything here. Now let's start preparing the app for it. So first things first, you do not need to import React, but this is something that I usually do just to avoid any errors. Okay, then we start creating our function. We will start importing other files as we come across them. So return, and what do we do in here? We will create inside here a form. This form needs to get imported from the entity, so let's import that first. Otherwise it will start giving you only errors. Form from entity, and inside the form I can show you how it looks like so that you are not confused. Entity design, components, and let's count down here, form, and we are going to take a basic example of, let's say, creating instead of username I will use name, and just the name. We will input a name and submit it later on. So the source code is available here. If you go in here in the JavaScript, you will find code for the shown example. Let's just copy it as it is, or it's just few lines. I will quickly write it down for you. Form dot item, this is what I know from entity, and here we will have the input. Then inside the form itself we will create a button. Yeah, it got automatically imported, and we will write here submit. The type of the button, it's important. Let's say primary type. This is something you will find directly in the entity examples. The HTML type will be submit. Form will do a function on finish. Let's call it on finish. Form item will have a label. We call it enter name. Let's give it a name of name itself. If you want, you can provide certain rules, but I'm not going to do it today. Then we create here the function on finish. On finish, that will be async in nature, which will take certain values. We will do it later on. And yeah, this will be our, let's say, general structure on what we are willing to create here. Let's see if it is no, we will now change our app .js file as well. For that, what we will do here is, let's get rid of everything that we have in here. First of all, we don't need this. We don't need any of whatever code is written in here. Let's create our own code. Let's write here section and start putting the routes. What I will do is, from the pages, the user.js will act as a route, and that I am going to put in here. The path will be just the home. So for that, I will add like this, and the element will be user. So we need to import it, of course. Import user from /pages/user, and there we have it. Of course, we need to import routes and route as well, and for that we had installed the React Router DOM package. If you remember, this is the use of the React Router DOM package. From React Router DOM. Yeah, perfect. Let's go back now here, refresh it. Okay, we have an error. Yeah, because we did not start our React app. React start, it takes us back. Okay, async, let's remove it for now, just so that to see if we are running. It's not updated yet. Okay, it does. It gives us certain errors, nothing to worry about it. We will remove from wherever we are having those errors, and then it should start working. Yeah, of course, we did not export it, right? Export default user. Input is not defined. Where is not input defined? Here, define the input, and there we have. It does not show at the moment, but we will work on it. Let's start pulling this data again. On finish, save it, and now let's go here. I know why it is not showing. We need to add browser routes, because it's at the moment it is not detecting from where it should start looking for the routes. Because if you remember, we have added routes and router for it. So let's add browser router. Here it is, and enclose the browser or let's say the app inside the browser router, and you'll be good to go. Let's remove it once again, and there it is. You can see we are not going to work on CSS today, but you can see enter name. I can type here anything I want, and if I press later submit, based on the function that we are going to create, we should be able to push the data. But in order to push the data to any database, we need to have it first here with us, and for this case I'm going to use MongoDB. So let's start working on it. Minimize the client folder. I will create here, let's say, a new folder called dbconfig. Inside it, I will create, let's call it config. Then you see with this package it detects what kind of folder I'm having. Let's call it now dbconfig.js. So once we have created this, we will start placing our MongoDB code inside it. This complete code actually structure you can also find on the MongoDB website. I'm going to quickly write it down for you here. You can create it as a template. It's as well. It's as simple as that. It's really handy to work with templates in the future. Here I'm going to add the key using the process.env file. I will show you. For now, let's name it like this, and on the parallel, let's create a new file called .env. Add the name created mongo url, and we will paste here the MongoDB URL. But let's go back here. In order to start the connection, we will do it using mongo dot connection dot on. Let's say once we are connected, we are going to push it through the, or let's say have the callback function here. Callback function should call and say MongoDB is connected. Okay, but in case of a connection error, it will say error and call the callback function and scream an error onto us, say error in MongoDB connection, and log the error for us. Of course, we need to then pass on this into the callback function, otherwise it will not be able to register it. Then we need to export it. Exports is equal to mongoose. We will export it as mongoose. So this is very basic, straightforward copy paste that you can do as a template for any future projects that you are going to create with MongoDB. Like I said, we are going to paste a URL in here. I will not show you for the moment. Even if I do, I will later hide my ID and password. But let's now go back to our index.js file. In the index.js file, we need to connect our backend now to the MongoDB, and we will do it this way. dbconfig is equal to require config dbconfig, as simple as that. Yeah, that's actually pretty it. And your MongoDB, once you put your URL in here, it will get connected. I will paste the URL right now in here. Moving forward, now we need to create our backend API, and for that we are going to create a new folder called routes. Like I said, you need not to do such a complex process. It can be as simple as just creating the API in the React app, connecting your MongoDB without doing the hustle of creating different folders and routes. But I'm doing it, like I said, so that in the future, if you are willing to create a very complex app as well, maybe we will do it, such kind of thing in the future. You are able to follow similar structure, and trust me, it's really good to use it this way. Okay, now we will create a route, that is express require express. Oops. Then we call it express dot router, not this way, that way, and then we will start writing our router dot post. Before we do this, I would also like to, okay, let's just create our router post. So what we are doing here is we will create, as you saw here, we have created, okay, got an error, but yeah, when we click on the submit, we should call an API from our internal app, and for that we are going to post a data in our MongoDB. That's why we have router.post. we call, let's say, push, because we are going to push some data. You can name anything as you want, but I'm calling it push because I'm willing to add some data in MongoDB. Request res, here is my callback function. Now before that, let's create a model in our MongoDB. We call it, let's say, models as a folder. Create user model.js, and in order to create a model as well, it's very simple. You have similar examples and the complete structure on the MongoDB website as well. You can also have this as your own template for the future. Const mongoose require mongoose. We will create the name of our schema. You need to create a schema. I will call it user schema new mongoose dot. This is the syntax for it, and we start creating the model here. What I need here is just a name. We are just creating one type, one data entry having the type string with the condition that it is required true. Yeah, there it is. That's it. And yeah, let's have one more timestamps. Why not? Let's have timestamps as well. And once this is created, why am I seeing error? Okay, I know I should close this and then open, or yeah, it is open anyhow, and then I would not need this. Yeah, now it is correct. We need to export our complete model that we have created. Let's call it const user model mongoose dot model. Let's name it users under the name user schema, and module dot module dot exports. Let's export it with the name user model. That's it. Simple. Your complete module is created right now. Now we can go back to our usual route where we were willing to push the data from our front end to our backend, that is to our MongoDB database. Since I'm creating a async function, it's clear I will have a try catch block. Try catch. I got already this suggestion. What we are going to create as very simple const new user. We are going to push a new user with it gave me a wrong suggestion. Okay, let's require it first. Const user is equal to require. We need to go 2 folders out, models, user model. Now it should work. Request.body, and that's it. Await what? New user dot save. This is simple MongoDB command. Once we have saved our data, it will give a response dot status. If that is successful, then send us a message. What would be the message? The message would be user saved successfully, and the success will be true. Oh, I made a mistake here. The save, it does not go inside the save, of course. Okay, this is how you will create the try block. Inside the catch block, we are going to give the error. So that will be, let's log into the error. The error will be logged. I know I created a mistake here. Save the error, and just like this, I will copy paste here, but here give the error 500 and say user error storing user, oopsie, and say success as false. That's it. I will now export my route, call it router. Okay, this is very really simple route, or let's say API call for your router.post. What we need to do here now is we will go to our source file pages, user again, and here this is our function. This is where we want to call this API. So in order to call that API, we will create this function on finish of the form. This means that we will start writing our API call here, and for that, since I'm creating an async function, again I'm going to have a try catch block, and in order to call the API, I'm going to use Axios. You remember we had installed Axios in our package. Axios dot post. I know I have to require it. I will do it. Here I'm going to call the post. This is not how we call it. I will show you how to do it. Let's first import Axios from Axios. Now, like I said, we are creating a template, or let's say a very basic React app, but you can use it in the future for big apps as well. Hence I have created such a route for you, and this route needs to come from somewhere. We need to provide this information, hence we will add in our index.js file again a user route which you can use it to require, and all the routes will be available here. Okay, this means if we go back, where is it here, what you can do is you can say, oh, I forgot to add api.use, app.use. We will say our API will look always like this on the user routes, and this will come from the user side, user route side from here. Okay, let's go back here, and like I said, here it will always be API/user/post. What this means is on our local host 3000, our app will look like, on the API call it will look like this basically. Yeah, but I will show you how it works. We should pass on some values. The values will be collected from the form, and once the values are collected, we will start another if call, if chain, if response.data.data, that data.success. If we have success, then navigate. Yeah, for that we need to add navigate as well. Navigate, use navigate. Let's see if it gives a suggestion. No, it does not. It means we need to, oops, I know why. It's okay. We will import it on our own. We will say import use navigate from React Router DOM. Again here, use navigate. Yeah, perfect. So let's navigate to home. So basically, don't do anything. Once you have posted, just stay where you are, because we have created the post request on the home page itself. Else, oopsie, else console.log error. I'm not going into the details. Even we have error, just so that we catch here the error properly and differentiate between the two errors. I am writing here Axios error. You can write anything just so that you know you have created some error, and to identify where the error is, I have just created it this way. Why is it red? Why is it showing error? Okay, just let's go ahead and check once again if we have created it properly. I'll go back here and see where we have the error. Okay, we have error here somewhere. Yeah, of course, it's a callback function. It should look like this. Now it is fine. Yeah, it's working. We have actually created our whole app so quickly, but one thing is left here. We need to add a proxy here so that we connect our backend to our front end. And in order to do that, we just need to write here proxy and add our HTTP local host and the name of the port. So you're running it here at 8080, so you will mention here 8080. That's it. Let's add here name Roger. Open our console, go to console, submit. Okay, we have some error. Post not found. Okay, it's not able to detect the link. Let's see why. User route. We have provided our route in here. Did we do it correctly? User route.js, user routes. Okay, let me check if my backend has crashed. That's the reason why. Node-mon index.js, it is crashing again, and it is because of mongoose. I know why, because we did not import mongoose. That we need to do, and we will do it right now. So we forgot to install mongoose, and you do it npm I mongoose inside our backend. Okay, let's now rerun our server, and our server has started. MongoDB is connected. Perfect. Our server is connected. Let's see our front end. Front end is working as well. Let's go back to our website or API. Let's clear this out. I had Roger submit Axios error. Okay, we have error once again. Let's see where and why again. Okay, we did a really silly mistake here. Router.post was called as push. As you can see here, I have called post, which is not of course correct. So we need to change this to push. Save it, go back, Roger, submit. Yeah. Let's check our MongoDB. This is connected. API not found. Just an error with the network. I was able to restart the network and it was running. So I can show you again. If I put Roger in, place submit, and you can see the network shows push. API is called and our console gives us no error. To confirm it, if I go to my MongoDB and show you my users, I refresh it and you can see Roger is created. Just to show you again, let's say alpha, submit, refresh, and we have it alpha. So that's it. Our MongoDB is also working and our complete React app is created here. It was very simple. So that's it. On my next video, I will show you on how to work and deploy this complete MERN application to an alternative of Heroku. So stay tuned to my channel and I will upload my next video showing you how to do this next steps. Thank you. Bye bye.